Hey, what's up, fam? I just want to start this review for chapter 21 of Eden Zero saying I didn't notice that last week's chapter in the Eden Zero title that the symbol for their ship is actually on there as well. I didn't actually notice that until earlier today. Completely missed that last week. Was looking at chapters earlier than last week. I think last week was the first week it did that. So luckily, it's not like it's been there for like 5 or 6 weeks and I just haven't noticed it all. But anyway, the chapter had a pretty nice start. Sister, kind of from what I'm just gonna keep calling her E4 until we get a name. I guess they keep calling her like the witch, but I'm just gonna call her E4 until it's either like confirmed her name and not just what they're calling her, or if we get a different name. But she's saying how like it doesn't look like sister, but like it's the same code. So maybe someone altered, like, changed her programming or something. Something happened that completely altered like the way she acts, and then, through that process altering her look, or something like that. Just a robot that's been messed with, or I assume rather robot or cyborg. I'm pretty sure it's cyborg. Still not sure on that. She looks more like a full robot than cyborg in a lot of ways, but whatever. And she brings out like her little like little brigade of soldiers. They start shooting. Shiki's going around doing this whole thing with his, he's very mobile with his style of fighting, and Homura is like noticing his ether gear, his gravity style, and while Shiki's like dodging bullets, knocking dudes down, he gets like a missile locked onto him, and doesn't look like he's gonna be able to outrun it long enough where he ends up tripping, and that's where Homura comes in, chops it in half, and we find out about her ether gear, her soul blade. So we were right on that for those who were kind of guessing that, looking at the shape of her ether gear, that it was soul based. And something I thought was really funny is when Shiki notes that she's a samurai, and she said like she was planning on being more like a knight, but it's like somehow ended up more like a samurai, and she's gonna keep that to herself. I think that's kind of funny because I'm guessing that people probably like Hiramashima probably thought that people were gonna compare her to Urza when she had the whole obvious like the sword design on her hand, on her arm, that maybe people were gonna make a comparison, and then it's like, well, she was gonna kind of try to it, but not really the same, and then kind of got to this. But then like her sword apparently has 5 forms. We're getting a leopard style, which reminds me of Urza's Sonic Claw. Like I said, I like when references like this, like you get like, if you pay attention, it's nothing like drastically different, drastically the same. It's nice in its own way, which I think is pretty cool. I like that about him, and then like this really cool panel of her just kind of like blitzing through people. And it looks like it'll be much more kind of grounded, at least I'm guessing at the start, of what her weapons are going to be like versus Urza, who had like just her massive arsenal. Obviously, kind of different, like a mini Haru in that. But I kind of see her more reminding me of Satsuki from the Starbiter Satsuki one shot, and it looks like it's gonna have maybe a little bit of that, because you find out about her goal, not too much, and she talks about how her sword, her Ether Gear sword, was passed down by her master. She has like a super Japanese name, Homura Kaogetsu. We don't usually get a lot of very Japanesey characters within from Hiromishima's work. He really likes to go that Western style. But how her sword and her Ether Gear was passed down from her master in order to defeat the Demon King. So we find out it's, like I said, similar to Starbiter Satsuki. Not the same way how she got the sword from her master, and now she's kind of going to do a task due to it. Obviously, she was trying to find all these swords and destroy them, versus Homura's goal to go and allegedly defeat the Demon King, not knowing if it's like Demon King specific, or if it's just whoever has the title on it. Could be Shiki now that he's kind of inherited it. And I actually really like about her outfit is I like the leaf design on her. Is it a kimono? I don't know what kind of Japanese word that's exactly called. But then Sister is saying how she's got a problem with Ilika, and Ilika's causing some issues. He's like, He wanted 30 beekeepers, but they only got him 29, and he's causing issues. So she looks like she's gonna go mess him up. And I'm wondering if Sister's gonna be more of like um a kind of first like arc boss, kind of like big overarching like maybe someone to build up to, kind of like how we had Jalal early on, and then you didn't even get him until way later. Something in that kind of position, like maybe Illegal will be the and his crew will be the boss of this arc, and we'll get to Sister in like an arc or two later. Who knows? But chapter kind of ends with Shiki clung to Sister ship, and actually like that. I actually really like that. Pino has like her own little skills. She's obviously as the mascot character, because actually here when she even talked was recently is she was originally supposed to be the mascot character, wasn't supposed to be Happy Bot, but the way that she like came into the story that she had to wait a little bit to come in, so she just had the Happy Bot to kind of keep people over. So it's more of her, but obviously if you compare it like a big thing about Happy's Natsu can pretty much have flight whenever he's around. But Shiki doesn't need that, but like right here, well, he's clung to the ship using anti-gravity, or anti-gravity, forgetting, no gravity. I don't know why I just said anti-gravity, it's silly. By manipulating gravity, it's like, what is she gonna do? She uses her technology stuff to pretty much make the sound he's producing kind of canceled out, which is kind of cool. So now he can go stealthily in, and he's going to be on the ship when they get over there to try and help Rebecca. Leading up to the next chapter, chapter 21, the Naked Escape Plan, which is probably going to be pretty fan service and silly. Obviously after these last kind of this more serious chapter, and then we'll have probably some fun stuff before like some of the big fights break out. It was a cool chapter in seeing stuff about Hamura. She was more of the focus on this. You got more of the spotlight. You didn't really see anything from didn't really see anything from Wise or it's relatively anyone that isn't named Hamura. Like Shiki got a little bit of it, but the dude's like, well, I can't really do anything about this missile. It's homing in on me. I don't know why he didn't use like trying to use his like gravity sphere. I forgot what it's called. I feel like it's just called gravity sphere. Either way, I don't know why he just didn't throw it at that. Maybe he just wasn't thinking fast enough. But Morrisine's pretty cool. I'm wondering what her later bits will be like. But otherwise, an interesting chapter. Fun one, not great, but still enjoyable to read. Very fast read though. So tell me in the comments what you think about this chapter. Like the video if you enjoy this kind of content. Subscribe to the channel if you manga and anime reviews. And to those who are already subscribed, appreciate it. Thank you. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening. Bye.